something crazy happened today. I was in Australia before, like it's very hot there. I was in Melbourne, and then I got back to Korea, and then because like it was winter time in Australia, and if it's winter there in Korea, it's summer because it's in different hemispheres. Anyway, so I was missing the heat so much. So well, when I got back Korea, I instantly looked for a place to suntan, but honestly, I am living in a big mega city, Seoul, so I do understand there are not many, places like Australia, especially if you think about the demographics, but that's okay. But I try to still find a place, and I went to a building, sort of like a commercial building where all the facilities and like on the third floor there's a gym place. On the fourth floor there's like a academy, a sort of kind of thing. Like it's like a commercial building, and then I went to the top of the buildings. By the way, I tried all the other buildings around my place, and they all have the password gate where you cannot enter if you're not living there. So the place that I said before was the only place that I could go. So I went to that place, which is like right across my apartment. And yeah, I went to the rooftop, which was the sixth floor, and I started tanning. So I took off my shirt off, the top shirt, and then yeah, but I pulled it up to expose my thighs and stuff. And I do understand that can be not something usual for Koreans. So I went to the corner of the place. I didn't want to expose too much or kind of thing. So I did tanning a couple of times, and then everything seems like going well. But then one day I was just like tanning, upside down, facing downwards, and then all of a sudden, like just I heard a voice saying, "Excuse me," or and it wasn't even "excuse me," like "Hey" or some. It wasn't that nice. Anyway, he was just called me and then said, "You cannot do this," and like it was just like abruptly said, "You cannot do this here." So and then there are like complaints from other people. So I was like, complain about what? I'm not doing any damages to anybody. I'm not harming anybody. I'm just at the corner doing just suntan. What's the big problem? And I was like, but I was, like puzzled to how to address this issue. And I didn't even know how to begin with. Like, I know how, like traditional viewpoint they have already, and especially the management guy was like almost like 60 or something. So I knew that whatever I was trying to figure out what's the best way to address my point, but I couldn't find. So I was like, I just said, I don't really understand, sir. Like, why does it like? Well, first in my mind, I thought, why does it bother anybody? And then the second is, if anybody and somebody just complain about something, do you have to listen to them? Like, isn't it like common sense to filter out if it doesn't make sense? Like I mean, I do understand if you get the complaints from from a person and then you have to check it out, but like again, I don't know, like it doesn't really harm anybody. I know it's not easy as Korea when we have our own traditions and kind of thing, and it's especially in big city. But even then, I wasn't doing that on a like street on a random road or something. I tried my best to find the place, but I couldn't. So I tried to go to a rooftop, which was the only rooftop that I could find at the time, and even then I couldn't even do that. So I was like very frustrated, and then I was like, man, this society is very like restrictive. They try to control you so much. Like I'll give you a simple example, especially in Korea. If you, let's say there is a like a lake, but it's very deep and dangerous, so there is like a signposting saying don't dive or anything there. Then after that, after informing the correct information about that place, is I believe it's a personal choice to do whatever he wants to do. But like in Korea, it goes further than that. Like they could start to control people who are coming to that place, or you have to queue, you have to do this, you cannot climb, you cannot go that place, you cannot go 2 steps more. Like it's pretty much like same thing as North Korea. That's what I felt. Like all the controls and like under the excuse and name of protecting you, they limit what you can do. And especially the sun tanning part was crazy. I don't know, like so, but already that's what happened, that's what it is, and the situation happened, and like already the environment and the atmosphere got ruined. So there's no point of me rebutting or fighting against him, which I would do if I were like 10 years ago, but I didn't find it. I was like, okay, but I didn't really agree with what he said at all. I wanted to change the viewpoint and angle of everyone one by one, but whatever. So at the end of the day, he is doing his own job. He just gotta complain, and then he has to, do some action about it. And I guess, and the funny thing is, in the meantime, I was talking to this management guy, a random, the gym employee, gym guy just came up after smoking his cigarettes in his rest time, and then he just asked, "Are you a member of us or a member in our gym?" I was like, "What? What do you even ask? What does it to do with this situation that I'm going through now? Like, what is something to do with the tanning? Like, what? It was just a chaos. It's just, like if you live in a like city, you live in a world, sometimes just random shit happens, like what is going on? And yeah, whatever, I just wanted to get out of that place, so I got off. And then when I got back home, and then later I just shared this happenings to my dad, and then guess what? I just heard that that the other day he just went to that building, and then jumped in a elevator, and then there was like a picture of me, and then saying do not do this in the rooftop naked. I was like, what? I didn't check the photo by myself, but I believe it wasn't recognizable, because I have, in Korea is very sensitive to not show someone's face without someone's agreement or something. I don't know that word in English, but yeah. So, but like it was crazy. Like I just got off that place. I never went there again. But you don't have to like aggressively like signposting, just like almost like I'm a criminal or something. You just do a big post saying naked guy, just don't do this. It's like, what? Yeah, so that's literally what happened. And these days as I'm living is more control over control under the name of protection, and all this BS is mind blowing. And I feel like North and South Korea are divided, but they are the same people. But South Korea is like, I know it's crazy. It's very inspiring that we got developed in such a like a short period, but like there's so many side effects because of that. And I don't know. Just stop. Just this is controlling. I don't really like that. And like one way of looking at something, there's very lack of angles you can approach it. But the funny thing is, when it comes to like cultural stuff, like making videos, dramas, and K-pop, all that kind of stuff is super creative. I really appreciate that. But like in a way, the way they people look at something is very unified, but not necessarily. It's like very oxymoron. It's black, but at the same time, it's not black. It's like quantum mechanics in a funny way. Like it is, but it is not at the same time. It is, in a way, very limited society, but it is also creative. So I don't know, maybe it's just changing period, but that's what really happened to me. And yeah, um, I don't know how it works in other countries. Share me your thoughts. Thank you. That's it. I'll come back with to be continued with other stories happens in my life and my perception towards it.